That's a interesting skill. I think some founders are naturally futurists that really love new technology and love seeing emerging trends. But for any founder, let's say you've sat in that place and you know you need to pivot and you're looking at what assets you have on one side to the other side of this equation, let's say, what are some ways that I can go out and try to find those opportunities that are happening in the market? You mentioned AI, obviously a huge deal. What are some of the things that you've done to say what possibilities exist for this infrastructure and assets?
That's a great question. Trying to basically fine tune what you've built and find something. At one point, when I was a journalist years ago, I covered this event and Peter Thiel was there. He was giving out copies of his book,
He
Zero to
is our
One.
sworn enemy.
He's our sworn enemy.
Is he really?
Because he's like you should never start a company unless you can be a monopoly. We're like, really, Peter? Really? Yeah, maybe for you.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. I don't think that's true. I think that there's a lot of room for competitors because you got
Also,
Coke and Pepsi, and
right. If
Netflix
Peter
and
wants to be
Hulu.
on the show, call me Peter.
Yeah.
I hate you.
But look,
Right.
we can say this though. He's a journalist. I literally elevator pitched Peter Thiel with, at the time, it was a reverse eBay auction site I built called Picklify. It lets you say how much you want to pay for something, and then if someone wanted it, they would match it, and then they would sell it to you. It was very cool, very unique.
Love it. Yeah.
He liked it, and he said, you know what? That follows my theory of finding an underserved market. So how do you do it? Look for the things that are, what he said, not sexy. So maybe a factory building, car parts isn't really sexy. And maybe they have a software that's really antiquated. How do you disrupt that? It might not be sexy, but it could make you billions. So he said, look for the things that no one's looking at. Everyone's looking at AI right now. So what is everyone not looking at right now? That's kind of how you do it, right? You want to look for what people, and that's what I try to do. So with Spinner, believe it or not, if you look in the market in 2020, 2021, there were literally zero markets to make friends. Facebook is not for friends. Facebook's for your family, and you already have friends. These are to make new friends. How do you do that? Meetup.com didn't work. It was for group meetups. How do you make single friends? Just one guy play basketball together. There's not that many of them. And when we looked, the ones that were available weren't that good. So we were serving an overlooked market. So if you're a founder out there, how do I come up with an idea? What do I look for? What is people not talking about? What are people saying that they do want, but it doesn't exist? And if it does exist, how do you make it better? Because that's what you have to do.